Hello guys, Josh here and welcome to another edition of Rovers Reaction. And my, what a game we had. It had everything. It had injuries, it had 12 minutes of added time, it was crazy, and obviously gut-wrenching. The last kick of the game, the penalty for Rotherham to win it. To be honest, we played well. I thought we did alright. And not spectacular, but good enough to deserve a draw. So it was a bit harsh. When it happened, it felt harsh. It felt very harsh. Obviously, the injuries changed the game. Not as much Tom Anderson, even though it was a vital loss for us. But it was when Alfie Beeston went off. I just felt the aura of the ground, like the tables turned. With Rotherham getting a lot of wind in their sail to go forward and try and get a goal. And yeah, that was really what changed the game for me, the injuries. So obviously we took the lead in the first half through John Marquis. It looked quite scrappy, but it was good reactions from Rovers to capitalise on a mistake from Rotherham's goalkeeper and put the ball in the back of the net emphatically, as Marquis did, off the underside of the bar, sent our fans into raptures, as it would. And yeah, it was a good start, a great start, taking it to half time, the lead, and then yeah, it just really sort of, you could feel it. You could feel there was something coming from Rotherham. Like they've won 6, now 7 on the bounce. They're 14 games unbeaten. Like they're in the playoffs. You're expecting from a team like that, who had done so well and got so high up in the league, to come at you from every angle, and that's what they did. But it was really the crosses that they dominated with. Those crosses, they kept on whipping them in, whether it was from the left, from the right, they just kept on putting them in, and you could just see, it was so inevitable, that you could just see that it was coming. Like, they were getting on the free headers. In the first half it happened, but Tom Anderson and Boyle were worse dealing with it. But when Anderson went off, that height was gone really, and Joe Wright came on. He's been injured, so it was his first game back, I believe. And there was just that big presence that was just gone from our defence, which meant that they were overpowering with their headers and the crosses. They were just bombing them in from the sides. And and it was just obvious that there was going to be a goal, and from that, and yeah, that's pretty much what happened. Like, I called it. I was there, sat next to my dad watching the game. I was like, there's going to be a goal from one of these headers, because they're getting on the free headers, and they're just dominating down the wings and putting loads and loads of balls in, and that's literally what they did, and how they got the equaliser. From where I was sat, it looked stone wall. It looked like Morosi had just flapped his hands a little bit and just blatantly tripped him up. There's not really much more to it, and obviously that was a really big call of the day. Was it going to be Lawler? Was it going to be Morosi? Who was it going to be in net? He went with Morosi following his performance in the game against Fleetwood, which, you know, it was good. It was good because he got a clean sheet, but I think in this game, because of the aerial dominance that Rotherham had over us, with the crosses coming in, it was better to have someone like Lawler, because he commands the area. He's a lot more confident coming out of his goal mouth to get a ball. So he seemed like the more logical option. Obviously he didn't go with that, and at the end of the day, you know, from no fault of his own, he's tried to get the ball. Scrap that, it is completely the fault of his own. He's tripped up the player, given away a penalty, and we've lost the game. And that's the contentious subject: which keeper should he have gone with? And we'll never know if it was the right decision. Clearly it wasn't a good decision, because we've lost the game, and you know, that's, but hey ho, I mean, it was really hard to take when it went in. You know, they've shown why they're up there and will be up there at the end of the season. They're on a run right now, which makes them seem unstoppable, and clearly today that was the case, because we couldn't stop them. Now, obviously, one of the big main talking points was the fact that we didn't hold the lead at the end, and that is something that Rovers have literally always been bad at. We've never been able to hold on to it. I've never seen a team that's so mentally fragile. Like, it happened in 15-16 with relegation. Shouldn't have happened. We should not have gone down. 16-17, 15 points clear of Portsmouth, but we still conceded the title to them and bottled it. And then we're seeing it with some of these results in this season that we've held on. We've had a lead. The Rotherham game, the home game, we were 1-0 up and we gave it away in the very last minute because we weren't mentally weren't mentally stable enough to go, right, we need to hold on to this. And they didn't have it. They didn't have it in them. They didn't have the bottle. We just panic. It's panic stations. Give the ball away, let them in, and then they end up scoring and end up maybe drawing the game or winning the game. And it's something that needs addressing, really, because it's not great at all. So obviously the injuries, we have to discuss those, and they both look quite nasty, to be honest. Tom Anderson and Alfie Beeston having to be carried off on stretchers was not nice to see. Obviously the Tom Anderson one was quite far away. I didn't actually see what happened. Apparently he collided with Morosi, so that's not a great one. Fractured cheekbone, I'm hearing, but it was the Alfie Beeston one that really got to me, because it actually made me feel quite uncomfortable. Like, I saw him go down, the pain in his face. It was hard to watch. It was really nasty. He was rolling around in agony, holding his leg, waving his hands around in pain, and it looked horrible. It was really nasty, really hard to watch. So honestly, I hope both of you have a speedy recovery. Like, obviously we don't want to see anyone in our team get injured, and just hopefully you can come back stronger, boys, and on behalf of the fans, again, just a speedy recovery, really. But yeah, I think that's really it, to be honest. I've got over the anger. I was seething earlier, and I did have a little bit of a rant on Twitter. Before, in my Portsmouth video, I said 3 points from the next 3 games, and we've got that, so I should be happy, because that's what I said we should get. But yeah, I'm not. It was just the way that Rotherham won makes it feel like such a hard loss to take. I mean, any loss is hard to take at the best of times, but sat there when that referee gave the penalty, it was hard to take. And when it obviously went in, you see every side of the stadium apart from your own just celebrating. Yeah, it was hard to take, and I have to sort of think logically and say we have got what I expected and what I predicted we would get. So moving on to the next games, I've looked through our fixtures. We've got some hard games in there. I see Bradford, Blackburn. Obviously, last day of the season is Wigan, which hopefully won't be hard because they might have already wrapped up promotion or whatever. But yeah, some hard games. I'm not too sure. It's just a case of we really don't want a relegation fight, because, like I've said before, that mental fragility really won't suit us. And I think if we do get into a relegation fight, that mental thing, it'll knock us down, and we might go down again. So we just got to make sure that we don't get into a relegation dogfight. That is the last thing we need right now. So yeah, that's it for today's Rovers reaction. Thank you very much for watching, as usual. Please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already. Like the video, of course, that really does help. And also, I'll be doing a weekly vlog that I'm in the process of editing now. Yeah, the vlog might come out Sunday, it might come out Monday or Tuesday. I've not really decided yet. Depends how editing goes. And that will sort of document me at the game, if you want to see that. This has been Rovers Reaction. I've been Josh. You've been my excellent audience, and you'll see me again soon. So, see you later, guys.